How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. So over on Dixie for the daily, we are pushing forward from a double bottom, so I would watch for this to continue. We are approaching what could be a resistance area based on this previous price action, but if we continue above it tomorrow, then it's likely we would continue to the 102 and then the 103 if we break that. Our stochastic is rounding though. Keep an eye on that. VWAP is starting to round as well. If that VWAP continues to round here while we push up, we could get bearish momentum. That bearish momentum could end up bringing us lower. That momentum does want to round if that VWAP pulls back, so keep an eye on that. Money flow is trying to go from red to green, but if that VWAP breaks down and momentum rejects, then that money flow will stay red. Over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we are pushing forward. That is positive. Stochastic and RSI are pushing up. Our momentum is gaining strength. Money flow is staying bullish, but we're seeing money flow weaken. So overall, I would watch. We do still have some bearish indicators here with that money flow weakening, but that VWAP is pushing up and momentum does want to gain strength. If that continues, we could see more buying into Bitcoin over our altcoins as that money flow pushes forward. So over on total, we do have a rejection of this triangle. So we did try to get most of our break forward and we were unable to continue that break up and see that double bottom. I will delete this double bottom at this point. It's pretty much completely shot. We'll delete this channel because it's not really too useful right now. Actually, that one's locked, so we may need to use it later. We'll delete all this other stuff though, make this a little cleaner. This is another channel. There we go. So we did reject the top of that golden pocket. We did break through very quick. We did not hold support, and that did push us to 300 EMA. We warned to watch for all of these things, so hopefully you did and you were smart about that. Our stochastic doesn't want to pull back. RSI is pushing down. That VWAP is favoring bearish. Money flow is bullish. But if that VWAP continues to weaken here, we could see total continue lower, possibly breaking the 300 EMA and breaking down. Watch lower time frames though, because if they flip bullish and hold, we could make a bounce here. That would be the ideal situation, as that would give us a higher low to go and make higher highs and push us forward. That momentum is pushing up. VWAP is staying bullish. So this does look positive for that to happen. If that VWAP can continue higher here, then that money flow could gain some strength and potentially start to flip from red to green, giving those higher time frame strength. So watch for EMA cross to hold. If we see an EMA cross hold here, then we could continue forward and reverse this bearish continuation pattern. We do have consistent highs, so we are currently trying to reverse action and gain bullish momentum. Again, if we do see that, then our altcoins will gain strength. Remember, total is all of our altcoins besides Ethereum. So over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we did reject the 61K. We tried to get back over that and we were unsuccessful. We did also try to break down from our flag possibility, but we really didn't get much of that either. So we'd have to look on lower time frames to see the play out. Stochastic is pulling back. RSI is starting to weaken. That VWAP is favoring bearish, pushing that money flow lower. So if that VWAP does not reverse soon, that momentum will break down and money flow would continue to weaken. But again, watch lower time frames. If they reverse, higher time frames will gain strength. Over on the 1 hour, we do have an attempt breakdown here, but we left a gap. When you leave a gap, remember that there is an 80% chance you will fill. That's important because we do have that 57K gap. That being said, we could still see a breakdown. We do have lower highs with slightly lower lows. If we continue to see that and they do not connect, then we could continue lower and push to that lower gap. Our stochastic does want to pull back. That VWAP is bullish. Watch for that VWAP to hold bullish here. If it stays above that neutral, we will see a continuation up and another attempt to break that resistance. However, if that VWAP breaks down here, momentum will round away and money flow would continue to sell off, weakening those higher time frames further. Over on Bitcoin for that 1 hour, we did call in our Discord on this candle here that there was a possibility we could see a bounce and a reversal, and the next few candles did give us some gains. So if you would have caught that just before we started this video, we were about $100 higher, so you could have gotten a little bit of a scalp trade there, and now you could be watching for that breakup, because remember, to trade this pattern, you want that break above the pattern, a pullback to the top of the pattern, and then a continuation bounce forward. You don't want to just trade in right now, because right now we could get rejection. We do have a manipulation X, and VWAP is pulling back, so I would exercise caution. That momentum does want to round, and money flow is favoring bearish. If that VWAP breaks down, money flow will not reverse, and we would likely see that rejection, breaking that EMA across and pushing lower. So over on graph for the daily, we do have some indecision here as well, so not very much strength. We did get the same kind of rejection you see on that total. Momentum is pushing down, stochastic is dropping, RSI is weakening, that VWAP is favoring bearish, and money flow is bullish, but watch that VWAP close. If it continues to favor bearish here, momentum and money flow will lose further strength. Over on the 1 hour, we do have lower highs and lower lows still, so we do have bearish continuation. Watch for a rejection here and a break of the EMAs. If we see that, it's likely we will make that push to our 14,316, like we have been warning about. That stochastic does want to round, RSI is starting to push down. That VWAP is holding bullish, so that is positive. If that VWAP stays bullish, momentum will continue higher and money flow could flip, then we could continue forward, but keep an eye on that VWAP, because if it breaks that neutral, it's likely bears would still gain control. Over on Ankr for the daily, very same breakdown here. So again, showing how these altcoins follow that total, that's why it's important to watch them. Stochastic doesn't want to pull back, RSI is dropping, that VWAP is favoring bearish, money flow is bullish, but with the VWAP pulling back, we could see that turn course soon. Over on the 1 hour, we are seeing lower highs with lower lows pushing us down. Again, watch for that to continue. It could push us to the 2338. Stochastic does want to round. VWAP does have higher highs with higher lows, so we do have a bullish trend pushing momentum further. That is positive. If that can maintain, then money flow could continue in the green and we can continue forward. But if that VWAP does roll over and break that neutral, watch for a continuation of a breakdown there. We do look positive to give some strength to the higher time frame zone, with that money flow potentially crossing into bullish territory. So over on XRP for the daily, I would watch. This could be positive. We do have a potential like elongated bull flag. So you could say this would be an attempt to make a third touch to the bottom. We kind of made 4 touches to the top already, so that's why it would not be much of a traditional one. Usually after the third touch, you would get your breakup, but this would still give us the possibility to push into our golden pocket zone and then maybe see a manipulative push around that 90 cents if we're lucky. But in order for that to happen, we need to make a bounce here. Momentum is pulling back, that VWAP is pushing down. Money flow is trying to break that neutral, but if VWAP continues lower, that money flow will reject, so watch our lower time frames. Over on the 1 hour, there is a potential of this being a bear flag as we consolidate after getting a breakdown, so keep an eye on this. Stochastic does want to pull back, RSI is starting to round, that VWAP is favoring bullish. So if that VWAP continues to favor bullish and that momentum breaks that neutral, then we could see that money flow turn course and we could start to gain strength, providing that money flow can flip green and hold. Best case scenario, this could be a shoulder ahead, then we push up, pull back, and then push forward and break that 54 to make another shoulder. That'd be an inverted head and shoulders. That would continue to push you up toward that 57. So I would watch for that pattern to play out. Possibly we could see that, but it's not guaranteed yet as we haven't made that other shoulder. So over on ALGO for the daily, we are pushing down overall. We did reject our EMA band. Watch for that to continue. If it does, it's likely bears will remain in control and we could see that push down to the 1032. Our stochastic does want to pull back, RSI is weakening, momentum is pushing down, VWAP is breaking down, and money flow is bullish, but it's not very strong, much like the rest of the market. Over on the 1 hour, we are continuing to ride below this EMA band. If we cannot break above and hold, then we will continue lower. That VWAP is trying to break bullish despite this bearish momentum, so I would watch. If that VWAP holds here, we could see momentum break forward and money flow will continue to gain strength. If that money flow can flip to the green, remember higher time frames can gain strength and then we will continue further up. Thank you for watching tonight's video.